day. So I'm going to be doing a trade breakdown on a trade that I took on the 26th of August, which was on a Tuesday, right? So these levels on my chart are going to be transparent as I drop down to the lower time frame. So as I've stated previously, I am looking for price to draw towards the 0.5 standard deviation level. It looks like we are currently receiving a retracement lower after tapping into the 0.25 standard deviation level and sweeping the previous monthly high, right? So as I'm making this video, we are currently approaching September tomorrow, so we're gonna get a new monthly opening candle and could possibly draw for the previous monthly or even this monthly busy, but that's not the purpose of this current video. So let's look at US 500. Yes, so I was looking for higher prices here as well. Trade through the 0.25 standard deviation level and 0.5 and to the 0.5 standard deviation level. Okay, drop down to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, hold on, I have been looking for price to respect this order block and draw higher into the previous weekly high, and if not the previous weekly high, the all-time high. Right, look at our price is just rejecting off this level. We could potentially draw for the monthly busy, but I've been looking for price to continue bullish order flow and respect this weekly order block right here. Same on US 500. I want to see price respect this order block right here. Yes, and also respect these old new weekly opening gaps, right? So this is the consequent encroachment of this large wick. This is what this level is right here. Right, drop down to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame at the time, we were working in this inversion fair value gap. So I was looking at this and I wanted to see price respect this inversion fair value gap. Let me mark that out real quick. Boom, just like that. Not only do we have an inversion fair value gap, we also have a busy, right? It's gonna look a bit messy when I plot it on the chart. It's gonna look a bit messy, but for annotation purposes, I'm gonna put it on just for the purpose of annotating it. Boom, daily busy. There we go. Yeah, so we've got the daily inversion fair value gap and the daily busy. So when price trades in here, I want to see a rejection higher, right? So this is not I didn't look at this as an area of shorting. I wanted to see price trade through it, close above it, and draw for the all-time high. We've closed above it, but now we are currently trading lower based off Friday's price action. We could just sweep this, sell side liquidity, all of that. But yeah, I'll provide an analysis regarding that. All right. So anyway, on Tuesday, I was looking for price to trade in here. Once price is here, I'm not interested in shorting. I'm only interested in longing. Like, I'm not interested in anything going lower. If price did go lower, I was not gonna partake in that. So let me mark the previous daily high. Previous daily high, boom. And this was a swing high. Yeah, swing high. Where is that? Where's the swing high? Swing high. So this is where I had my attention on. Cool. I was only interested in being a buyer, right? Tuesday's price action. As you can see, US 500 is a bit more clearer, a bit more cleaner, you know, because we had all-time highs, which we did eventually sweep. Oh well, let me say raid. This was the all-time high at the time. At the time, this was the all-time high. I was looking for the previous daily high. was that? We marked it out. Previous daily high to the right, boom. And I'm also looking for the swing high to the right. There you go. So looking for all this liquidity, right? That's where my attention was, and it is so visible that we have an inversion fair value gap here as well. Daily inversion fair value gap. Where is that? Boom. And then we also have this busy right here. I'm not gonna mark it because I just want my charts to be a bit cleaner. I don't like having so much levels on it, so I'm not gonna mark it, but yeah, my attention is on it. Okay, cool. Go down to the 4-hourly. The 4-hour. On the 4-hourly, I'm looking at this as a sell side of the curve, buy side of the curve, a market maker buy model, which doesn't seem to be playing out after Friday. Yeah, but anyway, this is what I was looking for. Yeah, I also like the fact that price did not even trade below the consequent encroachment of this daily busy. As far as the bodies, we didn't close below that, so I like that. I like that. Cool. So this is what I was looking at. And then there's this SIBI right here. There's SIBI right here that I wanted to see price trade through. I was not looking at that as a shorting opportunity. I just wanted to see price trade through it, but I was aware that it could cause some form of consolidation or like resistance. Okay, cool. Here I had my attention on this SIBI. I wanted to see price trade through it and close above it. I wanted to see no respect of this, of the SIBI. Let me mark that right now. Let me just annotate that real quick. No, not as a SIBI, as an inversion fair value gap. Boom. I wanted to see price close above it as we did, so that's great. And then price drove for the previous daily high, swing high, all-time high, so we did that, which is great. Yeah, drop down to the hourly time frame. So on the hourly time frame, as you can see, we basically have Asia out as the low of the day, right? And we have London respecting Asia. So this is basically a simple continuation day. Asia is the low, London respecting Asia, New York respecting London, and then just drawing high. It's just a classic continuation day, I guess. Yeah, Asia swept outside liquidity, which was the previous daily low, created the low of the day. I think that's great to note that. London rejected off a rejection block. New York rejected off a rejection block. Great stuff. And then we also have this buy side liquidity here. Just minor buy side liquidity. Yeah. Then we have this SIBI right here. that we wanted to see price trade through. Look at how price just consolidated as soon as we got there. That's why I marked these out. I marked them out because they tend to cause like consolidation sometimes, and like price doesn't clearly deliver higher. But if you would have traded the PM session, you would have got something nice. Let me just mark that out. So I was looking at this as an inversion fair value gap. Yeah, like I said, if you would have traded the PM session, I think you would have did better because it was a continuation as well. Look at that order block. So if you traded the PM session, trade into this fair value gap plus OB, you could have looked for like to be a buyer right here, then draw for this, draw for the launch high, not only the launch high, hold your trade for the previous daily high and the swing high, which you would have not got the swing high without being stopped out. Yeah, but like you would have got like a large portion of the move, which was actually the PM session looked like it was amazing, eh? PM session, yeah, that I should have actually looked at it. But anyway, back to this analysis right here. Boom. Okay, cool. Yeah, look at US 500. Look at US 500. So at US 500, Asia is still the low of the day. London respected Asia, and then New York couldn't even reach into this rejection block, so that's a form of SMT. There should be an SMT in the lower time frame, but like just look at, oh no, never mind. Cool. Yeah, price couldn't even reach the rejection block, like NQ. Look at how price respects the consequent encroachment level during London of this daily inversion fair value gap. That's very nice. Okay, cool. So we had buy side liquidity right here. I'm just gonna mark out the buy side. Buy side liquidity. Boom. Buy side liquidity. Is that Asia's high? Yeah, that's Asia's high. There you go. So that's our buy side. Look at our price just rejects off that. Sometimes when you're bullish, I don't like trading through like a 1H SIBI and buy side liquidity, because price could just like begin consolidating before it trades higher, which is not that clean. I really liked this. I didn't mark it out, but like I was like paying attention to this. I really like how price just respected this busy right through. Look at that. We just kept respecting it. We respected it over here in Asia. We respected it in London via the bodies, and we respected it again in New York. I just really like how price respected it. I think let me mark it out. This is actually it's a BPR actually. Let me mark that out. I really like how price respected this. So we have like a buildup of BISIs and bullish PD arrays right here. Bullish discount arrays. Price traded not only to the 15-minute consequent encroachment BISI, but also to this rejection block from London. So that's noteworthy. Buy side liquidity, should I mark it out? Nah, price rated it. Yeah, I don't need to mark that out. Note how price from 9:30 trades higher, doesn't take out this buy side liquidity. That's engineering liquidity right there, because we have equal highs in place, and then price just drops down and raises the sell side liquidity, takes out people, triggers what do they call them, triggers sell stops, takes out people's stop losses, and trades higher. So I just instantly noticed an SMT right here. So we appear to have an SMT. Yeah, even SMT right there. Mark that out. Look at that. That low, that low, this low, and that low SMT. Right at a crucial time. So here we didn't really respect this, basically like we were respecting it on the NQ. Here we rated sell side liquidity during London. Okay, that's calm, that's cool. And then we ended up respecting this inversion fair value gap right through. Look at how we respect that. Look at how we respect that. Where is this? Look at how price just respects it as far as the bodies. That's pretty great. Yeah, look at how price respects it right there. Cool. Oh, let me remove this. Since we rated it, yeah, so we're looking for this high. Okay, now let's just drop down to the 1 minute time frame. Oh my days. Yeah, there we go. Cool, so we here. So from 9:30 we open, we trade higher, right? We raise some buy side liquidity, trade lower, take out some sell stops. Trigger some stall stops, trade higher, take out buy side liquidity, and just straight down. Look at this, we leave equal highs with this high and this minor buy side liquidity that I marked out. So what do we do here? We literally drop down, raiding all this liquidity, these equal lows, raiding the sell side liquidity, right? So sell side liquidity has been taken, right? So the best time to be long, the best time to be a buyer is after taking out sell stops, because logically you want to buy from sellers, right? You don't want to buy when the market is up here in the premium. You want to buy from sellers, like logically speaking. You want to buy from a seller. So you want to see sell stops taken, which is when you'll be interested to buy. Just mark that out as sell side liquidity. So we have sellers right here where we basically waited for price to run out sell side liquidity. Now you're interested to be a buyer, right? Yeah, this is where you'd be interested to buy. And you just look for confluences of, is the market gonna create a buy program to trade higher? And one of the first things that like you would have helped your analysis is the SMT that we have with US 500. If you remember this SMT, So you would have noticed that, oh, okay, so we've taken our sell side liquidity here, but we are not taking our sell side liquidity in US 500. That's a SMT, you know, that's like a confluence for your analysis, right? And on top of that, we have this rating sell side liquidity and creating an SMT during the macro, the 950 macro to 1010 macro, right? So you could literally, well, depending on your skill, after you see the SMT formation and looking at the time and having a narrative of drawing for buy side liquidity, well, which is the most important, your narrative. So you have a narrative to draw higher. You're only interested in being a buyer because we've traded into not only sell stops, 15-minute BC, if you can remember, a daily BC, right? So we are only looking to be a buyer. So after you would have got this SMT right here, and then you looked at the time, that is 950 to 10. I mean, that is, yeah. Oh shit. That it's the 950 to 1010 macro. Yes. You could have been a buyer after this up close from here. Stop loss there. Targeting these equal highs. 4.8. That's beautiful. But obviously that requires skill, right? So what I did is that I could have been patient, right? I was looking to buy this inversion fair value gap, right? This is where I wanted to be a buyer. This is me, all right? This is me. Inversion fair value gap. So with me, as soon as after like paying attention to all of this, the SMT happening during a 950 to 1010 macro, trading into a high time frame period, discount array, I have a narrative to draw higher, and then now we get this 1 minute inversion fair value gap. As soon as price closes above there, that's when I'm interested to long. But the better entry would have honestly been here, waiting for price to trade into this BC, right? But you know, sometimes price doesn't give you entry, which is why sometimes I would just long, you know, and just use like a correct stop loss, because sometimes price could just run without you. You know, this would have been a better entry from my perspective. Yeah, so I entered here, and then my stop loss was below this BC. That's about like 3 PD arrays, because one is inversion fair value gap. One is the inversion fair value gap. 2 is this volume imbalance. 3 is this BC right here. So yeah, that's 3 PD arrays that I didn't want to see get violated. Right. So this, I have a big body stop. It's a big body stop for real. Look at how large the stop loss was. Why did I even take this? Oh, I think I was aiming higher. That's why I took this. I think I was aiming for like the previous daily high or something. Yeah. So that's what I wanted. And I was like gonna take partials up here or something. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. So that's what I was looking for. You can see our price panned out, and then we also had this BC right here. Look at our price just respected it right through. So what I did is that I made an error, right? Because after price traded up here and rated its equal highs, I closed like 80% of my position. Like a large bulk of my position came off right here, right, as far as on my 5k challenge, right? And then I left the runner to see if price can draw for the previous daily high, right? I left the runner. But what I should have did is that I should have placed my stop loss below this intermediate low. The reason why this is an intermediate low is because it traded into a 1 minute BC, so this was supposed to not be violated, right? So this was where I was supposed to anchor my stop loss, but I anchored my stop loss here, which as you can see, I got my stop loss got taken out, I got swept, I got liquidated, right? And then price traded higher. Yeah, would have been better if I placed it here, but anyway, a large portion of my trade came off as soon as we rated these equal highs, right? And then what was I paying attention to on US 500? I was just mainly using this as like confluence, honestly, as I always do. I just wanna see market symmetry between the two, but as you can see, yeah, there was market symmetry anyway. Yeah, so a bulk of my position came off here. Let me just see if I can get the trade execution, because I always execute on my paper trading account as well. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Entry there. Stop loss here. And then, yeah, I came off a bit late. As you can see, I was supposed to come off here, but this is calm. As long as I came out green for the day, it's calm. Right, it's cool. So that's the trade review, right? That's the trade recap right there. Yeah, that's the trade that I took for the day. Right. Came out green, came out profitable. Right. So these trades that I took before this trade, I took about 3 trades before this current trade here on the, what's the date for this? On the 26th. So I took a trade on the 19th of August, which was a loss, right? I took a loss on the 19th of August. I can't back test that, right? I can't go back to like journal that right now, because like obviously TradingView doesn't allow you to go back that far, right? It doesn't allow you to go back that far, so I can't go back to, this is like literally the furthest I can go, for this week. Basically, I can only go as far as this week, as everybody knows if you're using TradingView, only a week time span, right? So I had taken a trade on the 19th of August, but luckily I recorded the trade execution, so that's good. Took a trade on the 19th of August, was a loss, and then I took another trade on the 21st of August, which was also a loss, but it was only a loss because like I entered late, right? Like I entered a trade on my paper trading account, which was like in profits, and like I trailed my stop loss. And once price was in a premium, I took a trade on my live account, which is when I got stopped out, right? So it was a late entry on that account. I recorded the trade execution as well on paper trading, right? So yeah, at that time, so from the 19th of August, right, my account was on like 100 and something from where I left off. Took an L, put me on about like 90 something. On the 21st of August, took a L, put me on like $76, right? $76 profit. And then on the 22nd of August, I took another trade, and then I came out green for the day, and that put me on about like $94. I'll post all of this at the end. Like you'll see all the trades that I've taken on the account from the beginning of the account until the 26th, which is until the 26th of August, right? You'll see the transparency of everything, right? Everything will be present. I'll show it at the end of the video, right? So before this trade, there was 3 trades, which I'll post all 3 executions after this clip, right? So that's what's gonna be next. Yeah, as well as the equity edge Yeah, I also show the equity edge account. Yes, I also show the equity edge account from MetaTrader and also on their website, right? So yeah, just for transparency purposes and just holding myself accountable. So yeah, that's pretty much it. After this video is about a couple of videos. 19th of August, trade execution. 21st of August, trade execution. 22nd of August, trade execution. Alright, so that's what's up next. Yeah, this is currently it, done for the day. Yeah, just enjoy the day and be safe, and yeah, that's it.